back to SuperClickWrestling. I'm Jocelyn Jack here with my brother and my co-host for today.
Hello, I'm the Mayham.
Hey, the Mayham. Ladies and gentlemen, yesterday night was an explosive night in wrestling history. We saw Extreme Rules on Peacock because we are nowhere near Philly. And ladies and gentlemen, Bray Wyatt came back! Yes! So, our Bray Wyatt teasers, everything that just recently was boiling over for at least a month, has finally came to fruition. With Bray Wyatt coming back. And me and my brother were like saying to ourselves, well, we need to theorize about this because we were talking about after the match and stuff like that.
We smashed the pumpkin.
We smashed the pumpkin. I was doing cartwheels in the house. We were
attempting cartwheels in the house.
There was some attempts of cartwheeling in the house. Ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to be talking about our theories about who the new character is, what this character means. We're going to be going through frame by frame of the video and his return. If we happen to seem a little disorientated, it's probably because we're using our last 2 brain cells.
Yes.
And we're so excited that he's back. Please tell us how you feel about him being back.
My God, it felt like an old friend coming back. And let me just say, I think it blew Punk's return out of the water.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Punk returning to wrestling, that was amazing. But Bray just blew it out of the freaking gate. Yeah. My God.
You know, Bray Wyatt coming back was like a breath of fresh air.
Yeah.
You know what it is? It's like it's like you went to Disney World after 5 years and you're like, oh my God! Oh my God! Is that thing the same? No, we actually changed. Oh my God! We didn't care. But you know, also he's your favorite wrestler.
He's my favorite wrestler.
You know.
And the best part about it, the fans were into it because they had the flashlights out.
They had the flashlights out. We gotta give it to the fans here.
Yeah.
The fans that were in the arena knew the assignment. They knew. But you know, seriously, all jokes aside, we're here to really theorize.
Yeah.
Because if we put both our brains combined with our vast knowledge of Bray Wyatt lore, we could hopefully figure out the new character he has. And we think we came up with a good conclusion, and we want to share it today with all of you, right, Ethan?
Yeah.
So again, we're going to be going through frame by frame. This will be part of a special 2-part episode. This part is the first part, obviously. Bray Wyatt coming back. So get ready and buckle in. Also, if we miss things along the way, please comment. We'll put our brains together, and there's nothing wrong with that. And also, hey, our 2nd part episode will be our Extreme Rules review. I seriously think the pay-per-view, we'll get back to this topic. I seriously think the pay-per-view was pretty good.
Yeah.
It was excellent. The fight pin match was excellent.
Yeah, man.
Honestly, it was very solid. Very nice pay-per-view. But we'll get into that later. So, Bray Wyatt coming back. When the lights dimmed out, we both sprang out.
Yeah, we sprang out of our couches.
We looked at the TV like, oh my gosh, it's Bray Wyatt. Because we didn't think he was going to appear.
I got down on my knees. I literally got down on my knees.
We got our phones. We were like, he's got the whole world. So this first part, we hear a slow iteration of, he's got the whole wide world in his hands. And then it slowly pans to all the Firefly Funhouse members, but came to life. This part actually creeped me out.
Yeah, she was very, very afraid of puppets, and she was actually very creeped out.
I love Bray Wyatt. I know his gimmick is creepy. And I have a phobia of wooden puppets. I legit, I cannot stand a wooden puppet. And I know none of these are wooden. Probably the witch. I don't know all their names. He knows all their names. So forgive me if I butcher some, but I know most of everything. And it really creeped me out. I think the way they delivered this was very satisfying. What did you think of that?
It was just right there satisfying. It was like a Wyatt type thing. It's creepy, it's slow, and it's like maniacal.
Yeah. It's maniacal.
Yes.
Yeah. The way they delivered this. So let's just jump right in. Now we're going to get right away with our theories. and I hope you enjoy it. So let's. Okay, the first puppet they show, Husky Harris.
Yes.
He's so cute.
I don't
mean the real in life. I meant the puppet. I was this close to buying. I'm wearing my Bray Wyatt shirt right now. What do you mean? So I wore this at WrestleMania. We went 37 in Tampa.
Yeah, 37 in Tampa when we saw Bray's last match.
We saw it. Then again, awesome. So our first one we see is Husky Harris. Now, the only thing we could think about is, who is this guy behind the mask? Who is it? You know who it is?
No.
Okay, so we have some theories. Husky Harris, go ahead if you want to speak on it a little bit.
I'll speak on it a little bit. A little bit of theories about him here is like Husky Harris maybe Braun, but Braun doesn't have a tummy anymore. But people say that Braun returning was pretty cool, and he may come back with Wyatt, and his pants are red and black like the Fiend. And I think Braun's probably going to go back to Bray. Maybe, I don't know. But another person that may be Husky Harris, or...
We're talking about Joe Gacy.
Yeah, Joe Gacy. He's an NXT superstar that's very good on the mic. I like him, and the wrestling's pretty good. He's been on Twitter recently, and he's been making kind of teasers to the Wyatt return. So he may be a part of Wyatt's new faction. Maybe or maybe not. Mm-hmm. But the last thing I have to say about Husky Harris is, my God, he is sick in real life.
Wait, lechon! Hey, poor, well, and also, he, so I wanted to touch on this, but I'll touch this, not my theory, but a little later on, when we go through all the puppets. So is there anything else you want to say about Husky Harris? Homeboy with the bandana.
No, not really.
Okay, let's continue. This is so awesome.
Mercy the buzzer.
Now, I just want to say this. That was probably the funniest real life costume I've ever seen.
I thought it was scary.
No, this was just funny. This one was just funny because it looks, to me, it looks like a vulture with a Hawaiian shirt. But then again, white family.
Yeah.
But we'll get into that theory later. This was the creepiest one.
Oh, yeah.
Rambling Rabbit.
Rambling Rabbit.
Dude, I saw him. His ear went, whoo! The other went ear, whoo! The eye went, whoo! The other eye,
his arm looks like has stretch marks on it.
No, that was the creepiest. I think this was the one that made me creeped out. You know, because that was just uncomfortable. That was uncalled for. They didn't have to freak me out as much as that did. So let's continue and get to our theories when his eyes had stretch marks.
Oh, God. Abby the Witch.
Abby the Witch. Again, awesome. Awesome costume. Couldn't really see her face. Kind of looks more like a skull. Pretty.
People say it was a tribute to Brody Lee.
Ah.
Once upon a time when he was a part of the Bludgeon Brothers and he was in WrestleMania, he had like a lion skull mask to go with Rowan sheep mask. And it was an entrance.
That could be it. It does have a black veil over it. Rest in peace.
Yeah.
Rest in peace. Okay, can I go with my little theory?
Yeah.
Or you want to say anything?
Nah, you can go.
Okay, so what me, Mr. Mayham, the Mayham, whatever you call yourself now. What we were talking about yesterday, we watched this about like 8 times. I watched this about collectively 8 times, dissecting everything. So Husky Harris was the first iteration of Wyatt. Indie Day Wyatt.
Yeah, FCW.
FCW. And notice how they go through the puppets. It was Husky Harris. Then Mercy. It was Mercy the Buzzard, which was the Wyatt family.
Yeah.
Then after that, it was Rambling Rabbit when they were saying, "Oh, you're rambling too much. All you do is talk. You don't wrestle." That type of thing, right?
Yes.
And then they cut to Sister Abigail, which was the latest character of Bray Wyatt. Latest component. And I think it's really interesting that how they lined it up. Because they didn't line them up just like, out of nowhere. They actually lined them up in order, which was, to me, it was very poetic, because you had Indy, Wyatt family, then you had Rambling Rabbit, Ramble, then you had Sister Abigail. Now this is the point where I want to touch on. Everybody's saying the Fiend's not coming back. Personally, I think everybody's coming back. All 4 alter egos of Bray Wyatt. Now, this part where the burnt Fiend mask is on the table of Extreme Rules.
Yes.
We need to remember that there was an Extreme Rules match
with Randy Orton and the Fiend.
Yes, and it was Extreme Rules, right?
It was a Firefly Firehouse.
Yes.
Or something like that.
It was something like that.
Something involves with fire.
And also, funny thing, Extreme Rules was our first ever pay-per-view. Wrestling pay-per-view. We started watching it during 2020. We don't regret a thing. We saw the Swamp match with Bray and Braun.
Yeah,
that was a
Bray
good
and
match.
Braun.
That was a good match. I don't know how they did it. But anyway, back to the point. I seriously think the Fiend is being reborn here. That not only does it symbolize his mask being on the Extreme Rules, thing, it says so much. Because they went in order, and then the Fiend being burnt was like him being reborn. I remember when he popped his head out of the ring.
Yeah. And
he came back as someone new. So, and it's the mask. I don't know how exactly to say this, but I'm going to say reborn. Anything you want to touch on?
Well, Michael Cole's reaction was pretty funny.
Michael Cole, he said, "Hell no." My man dipped. He said, "I'm not in this."
And also, Michael Cole in Extreme Rules was funny as hell because he was in he saw the Judgment Day, and Dominic was about to attack Edge, and he's like, "Come on, Dominic, do something. And when Edge kicked him in the gonads, he's like, "Yeah, fuck. F you."
Michael Cole legit had his Edge shirt and an Edge flag on, like, Edge, you're our man. Kick him in the balls like you can. Oh my gosh, it was so funny. Michael Cole on commentary now, it's just refreshing.
Yeah.
It's excellent. Okay, after the burnt Fiend clip, you see the scene where we actually have the regular Fiend. But I talked to him about this yesterday. Every other character was not wearing a cloak. Every other character was not wearing anything. Like I was saying, Bray Wyatt, the Fiend, everybody else was not cloaked. And I picked up on this. He's the only one, the Fiend character, that was cloaked. Husky Harris was not cloaked. Rambling Rabbit was not cloaked.
Mercy the Buzzard wasn't cloaked.
They weren't cloaked. And if you want to say the witch, can I please get her name? I never get her name.
Abby the Witch.
Abby the Witch. You want to say Abby the Witch was cloaked? That's just her dressed up. Okay? Because she always had a veil. She always did.
Yeah.
To have the Fiend in a black cloak means he's still there. But he's not going to be as dominant, as present as he was as in 2021, 2020, 2019. He's not going to be the main character. And they want you to know this. That's why he's cloaked. That's why when, instead of all the other characters, this camera was blurred out. at the end. You noticed that, didn't you?
I noticed that. Good.
They blurred him out at the end. They blurred this character out. Like, it's a memory. It's a blur. It was a blur of a memory. Cloaked and concealed, he will be there, but he won't be as powerful. That's why it's just a blur of the past. But everybody else are new. That's why there's no blurs. That's why they didn't blur the Fiend mask. The burnt Fiend mask.
The burnt Fiend mask.
Yeah. I think it's really brilliant. The cinematography in this, excellent. Now, let's keep going. Okay, the clip ends there.
That's the end of part 1.
Yes, so in synopsis, the Fiend is still there, but he's under wraps. He's relaxed and he's not going to be the most dominant feature. As well as the, hold on, let me scroll down, let me find the video. Okay.
I think it's this one.
Yeah, it's that one. So, so he's not going to be as dominant. The Firefly Funhouse characters are now alive, and they're taking over. We don't know what they want, but they were in the crowd, which was an interesting choice. They were never in the ring. The Fiend character was. Both characters were near the ring. The other characters were not. Again, something really interesting to look at. We'll touch more on this when I have more of a reasoning. I'm just rambling on because I'm excited. Is there anything else you want to say?
I don't know if it's going to be on the next clip that we're going to see, but the next time, like, we saw, like, a door, and then we saw, like, the Firefly Funhouse in cobwebs.
Yeah, that is in the next clip.
It is?
Yeah,
oh,
it's in this one. You could talk.
Yeah. We saw the Firefly Funhouse in cobwebs, and we saw all the characters' puppet forms covered in it, and then we saw the TV with a strange mask with a mustache on, and he said, "Who killed the world? You did." And then it went to this.
Yeah. So no, it's the door. No wait. Did it go to it? Is it in this one?
No, it isn't.
Is it in this? No, it's not. Okay, we gotta. They're probably gonna release it, but you're right. So again, the Firefly Funhouse covered in cobwebs. That was an interesting choice, because if we're talking not lore, but seriously real life situations, he was released. He left the house for a long time. He left wrestling for a long time. Therefore, it is going to be in cobwebs. It is going to be abandoned. It's like he abandoned everybody. And my theory is the Fiend did something, brought all them to life, and they abandoned their shells. Also, when he was saying the TV was glitching, and this man with a stone mask kind of looked like the guy from the Black Phone a little bit.
Yeah.
I didn't want to say that. I was like, Ethan Hawke? But it was so interesting because you see that and you say to yourself, wait a second, hold on. Is this a new character? What is this? Who is this guy? So, and like you said, who killed the world? You did. Now, Firefly Funhouse was kind of like a kid's TV show. And it's interesting that they didn't have this guy go in the house and he was like, oh, who killed the world? You didn't know. They showed him on the TV saying, you killed the world. You did this. You did this. You did that. And it's interesting that they did show us that.
Yes.
Because, again, they want to break the reality here. The Firefly Funhouse was a TV show. The TV show came to life and it jumped out of the TV. Right?
Mm-hmm.
That's why we got the thing on the TV. I don't know if I'm just looking really into this now.
You're not.
But it's an interesting choice. Anything you want to say?
Well, anything I want to say about this? Well, we heard the Firefly Funhouse theme, like, all rigged and redoed. And, yeah, that was probably it.
Yeah. Seriously? It was an excellent presentation. Then, you want to talk about this part? Go ahead.
Yeah. So, we see a door with a blue light, and then, like, the door is covered in some mush. That could probably be a little teaser to Bray Wyatt's cult leader's gimmick, because it takes place in the swamp. It's mushy there. Maybe I have no idea. But this door, we know that the Fiend or Funhouse Bray is not going to make a good presentation in this door, because if it was, it'll have the signs, "Abandon all hope to ye who enters here."
Yeah, like they did with the Firefly Funhouse.
Yes.
They did put that sign. And on Twitter, they did write, and they gave out signs for the White Rabbit. So that was another reason, returning and stuff like that. So we see this blue door.
Yeah.
And immediately, Ethan hops to the white compound, right? I automatically hop to the swamp match. I don't know how I come up with this, but I immediately went to the swamp match. But what's interesting here is that this door has this blue glow. It's not this red glow that was associated with the Fiend. Then again, saying he's cloaked. It's like a new beginning.
It is.
It's like poetically saying, I'm here, I'm gonna stay, and this is new. It would have been different. He came out with red. Then we would know, okay, yeah, there's something sinister. But I think he's coming back probably as a face. But his alter ego is going to catch up with him. It's going to be the same thing like Damian Priest, like some weird gimmick they did for him, like when he snaps. It's going to be exactly like that.
I mean,
he's going to see him snap.
Let's be honest. Everybody loves Wyatt as either a heel or a face.
You just love Wyatt.
Yeah.
You can't not love him. Yeah. You can't hate him.
It's impossible.
No, he's like that one cousin that everyone loves, and you don't like that cousin because he has all the love, but you say, damn, I love him too. Everybody loves him. So let's continue. I didn't mean to interrupt. I really like this part. Did you hear that crowd pop?
That crowd was like Stone Cold.
Whoa.
Mixing with Road Warrior pops.
No, that's louder than CM Punk.
That
was louder than the CM Punk comeback. And we watched that episode of Rampage.
Yes.
We saw that episode of Rampage. And this crowd is... My laptop is at full. Yes. No, not even. It was not even at the loudest iteration. No, ladies and gentlemen, this is crazy. We really see how much we miss Bray Wyatt when he came back. Listen, I get paid. When I get paid, I'm getting a Bray Wyatt shirt. I don't care. I have a Bray Wyatt shirt already. I don't care.
I have one, but I'm not wearing it. I'm wearing Mark the Martian. But I think it's Bray Wyatt because, red.
He's Marvin the Martian confirmed. The White Rabbit's Marvin the Martian.
What if it's Bugs Bunny?
Oh, shit. It's Bugs Bunny. Oh my gosh, it's so loud. It's so loud. Okay, we're gonna stop it.
Yeah.
Okay, you want to describe what happened?
Well, I'll describe what happened. Wyatt came out with the old lantern, not the headlamp that the Fiend used, the old one. And he came in with a stone mask, with a mustache, a chin beard, and big bushy eyebrows. And he also came out with a leather jacket. This is a combined version between every single Wyatt gimmick ever that he has.
That's what we were getting to.
Yeah, because when he was back in FCW, he was experimenting with gimmicks. He used to use his grandpa's finisher, which was his cutter, and he used to wear a stone mask. But then that didn't really fell off, so he went to the cult leader gimmick everybody knows. But he's bringing that, the cult leader, and the Fiend all coming back. He's bringing back every single thing of Wyatt that he has become, and this will be like his ultimate form or something like that.
Yeah. You know, and that's what I was trying to get to. If you watch the whole video, that's where I was getting to with the puppets. Husky Harris, the Buzzard, the Rambling Rabbit, that order, the Cobwebs. Everything leads up to him being all the characters at once. He's everything. Even in the shot of him holding the lantern with his mask on, the leather jacket, the black shirt, there's elements of every character in that intertwined so perfectly. And I think that's so, again, I hate repeating myself, that is so poetic on so many different levels. It's excellent. It's really excellent. You have the White family represented by the Lantern and the Fiend. You have the mask that represents the
Stone Mask.
Yes, Stone Mask. And then you have the leather jacket, the Fiend, again. So you really have all the characters here. You have everybody here. They're all together.
Yay.
And this is the final version of Bray Wyatt. Am I saying this is the final end of his career? No, I'm not. But you're going to have all these personalities combating, and one eventually is going to win. And that's probably going to what's leading into the new character. Now, my question is, what the heck was this White Rabbit stuff? What was that? Right? What was the White Rabbit stuff? Because I could sit here and say, okay, there's no White Rabbit here. What was that? What was that for? Seriously.
Maybe a tease to Alexa.
I was thinking White Rabbit, he could call himself the new character. Could add a fifth personality called the White Rabbit. That commands all the other ones, the Fiend and everything. Got his demons in control. Who knows? I'm just very excited for Raw. I don't know about you, but I'm ecstatic.
I'm freaking pumped.
Yeah. Yeah. That pop.
Yeah. And he also has a ghost ring. Okay. Very quickly. At the end, he says, "I'm here." That gave me chills. I'm getting chills right now. My hair's standing up. And something Ethan pointed out. That was that little... That was the old Bray Wyatt sound effect.
Yeah.
When he was running with the family.
Yeah. And, here we see the Firefly. Hey, listen.
It looks more like a moth.
That's on the back of my shirt, isn't it? Isn't it on the back of my shirt?
No, it just says, "Let me in."
Does it really?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was on my shirt. Okay. But either way, that is our conclusion for this video. I really want you to speak because this is your favorite wrestler.
My God.
He hasn't seen him in a year. Okay, yeah, I see Kenny Omega and Edge and MJF and Roman.
I was holding back tears so it can be manly, but my God, it felt like an old friend coming back that you haven't seen in decades, and he's just here to just do what he wants to do. He isn't held back by Vince. He isn't held back by anybody anymore. And he's just here to do what he does best, and that is wrestle. And my God, and tell stories with his characters, and just bent the world around him. It's just amazing.
Yeah. No, what you said really, really says it. It really does. It puts a nice cherry on top. And it's just awesome. It's just awesome. Excuse me. All right. Well, that's it for this episode. Remember, there will be a two-parter. They will come out during the same day.
Yeah.
Hopefully. And we're so excited that he's back. I'm so happy he's back. He's an excellent wrestler. Awesome storyteller. And I believe in person, he's a good person, right?
Yeah, he's an amazing person.
He's, it's so nice to have someone here again. That it's ready to tell a story. Because wrestling's all about moments. And this was, if anything, this was one of the biggest returns in history.
Yes.
And that is a statement in wrestling history. I'm not saying CM Punk, this crowd was loud. I'm not saying the Chicago crowd isn't any loud. You guys are awesome. Everybody's awesome. Wrestling fans are awesome. But the emotion for this. And it's not like he's going to leave us anytime soon. This is amazing. So, signing off, my name is Jacqueline Jack. Thank you so much for coming.
I'm the Mayham.
And thank you for watching Super Click Wrestling. Bye-bye.